So I guess we're just gonna start at my door, which is here, and then next to it is my bookshelf. So here I have most of my books. They are sorted by alphabet. And then here on the top I have here my favorite book series. It's called Prinzessin Undercover, which means Undercover Princess. So here I have one English one, and then I just have from the first one to the fifth one the German ones. Because Connie Glynn is my favorite author, and that's why I wanted to have one English one, because of course the other ones I have are just German translations. Next to Princess Undercover I have all of my Taylor books. Okay, so I'm gonna show them to you in detail, because if you watch my channel you probably watch it because of Taylor Swift. So maybe you're interested in those books, but of course all of them are in German. Okay, so this one I got for my birthday last year from a friend, and this one is just about her outfits. But yeah, it just shows a picture of an outfit from Taylor, and then here it says something about the outfit. Okay, like I said, this is the first one. And then this one, so this was just about her career, and then at the end what I really liked, there was like an entry about all of her albums. So here's Fearless, and then yeah, I think it goes up until Midnight. I'm not sure, maybe it's also until TTPD. Yeah, so it goes until Midnights, and then here, this was also really fun, but I honestly don't remember which one I was, but this was a quiz which told you which Taylor Swift era you are, but there were only 4 different options, so you could be Reputation, Fearless, Folklore, or 1989. I was probably 1989, but I honestly don't remember. And then I have 2 that I didn't read. So I have this one, which I don't have a specific reason why I haven't read this yet, but I got it recently, so I'll probably read it at some point soon. And then this one, I started this one, but this was very weird and I didn't like it, so that's why I didn't finish it. These cards are honestly so cute. I got them for Easter 2 years ago, maybe. I don't really remember, but I have a few of them like in my room hung up, but basically they're not even in the order of the albums, but there's like for a few songs, most of them are singles, but I think there are also some other ones. So for example, here's Lover, and then he is Enchanted, and so for example this one for Teardrops My Guitar, and then on the back it always says information about the song, and then here you can write something about the song. There are always different things that you can write on the back. So here are a few of my favorites. So this is the Cruel Summer one, this Death by a Thousand Cuts, Invisible String, Cardigan. So High School, this one is very cute. Fortnite, Antihero, Lavender Haze, Style, All Too Well, Begin Again, and Long Live. And then this is the last book. In this book there were like 13 different stories that were based off Taylor Swift songs. So those were the ones that were in it. I don't really know what happened to the book because it looks a bit damaged, but I don't know what I did with it, but this was a very good book. So here I have all of Emma Flynn's books. So I collect those because when I was younger she was my favorite author. So this one is my favorite book by her, and it was also my favorite book I've ever read for a really long time. But I don't think it still is, because I think I'm just too old for it now. But I really love her books because all of them look so pretty and they really fit my aesthetic. But I don't know what I'm gonna do when she puts out her next book, because here's honestly no space left. And then here, I don't really know why I still have those, but this was a series I read when I was, I think, like 7, and I did really like it, but I don't really know why I still have them. So I think when I have so many books that they don't fit in this area anymore, then I'll just sell these ones because, like I said, I don't really need them anymore. So then underneath my books, I have this little area. So I just have my book journal here, and usually I also have the yearbooks from my school here, but I just put them out because, of course, if I let them there, you would be able to see which school I'm going to. And then I just have these little butterflies here and a picture of the Eternal Sunshine album cover. And then here I just have a candle. And then underneath that I just have all of my notebooks. I know that I have way too many and it's not normal to have that many notebooks. Next to them I also have a few bookmarks, which I also have too many. Because I usually don't read more than 2 books at the same time because I get confused really fast what's happening. So usually I read one by myself and one with my book club, but I don't need that many bookmarks for 2 books. But I can just switch them up. And then I don't think I'm gonna show you the rest of what's in here because that's not really interesting to you, I think. And then this is probably very weird, but here I just have a box with things you need when you make someone a birthday present or also a Christmas present stuff. I had one friend who always said that it's my hobby to make other people presents. And I guess that's kind of true because I like it. In 5th grade, there was like a time where I baked muffins every weekend and then I brought them to school to give them to my friends. But I don't do that anymore because I don't have time to bake every weekend. But yeah, I just have some of these paper bags in here. And then I think here are cards. So for example, there were 2 birthday cards in here that I probably made like 3 years ago. But honestly, they look pretty. I don't know why I haven't used them. But yeah, that's my present box. So here I have my laptop. So this is actually where I make all of my videos. I know most Swift YouTubers just use their phone, but yeah, I've always made my videos on my laptop. And then here I have this mouse. I'm actually not sure if the English word is also mouse, but in German we say mouse, so yeah, because it looks like a mouse, but I think the English word is also mouse. Also, what's funny, the German word is actually like the same. Like, of course, the English word is mouse, and in German you also say mouse, but you write it differently. I don't know why I told you that, but it looks like a cat. So here it has like... Oh, the English word is whiskers. I didn't know that. On my laptop, I have this TTPD sticker. Yeah, so I don't really know why I put this on my laptop, but now you can see that it's mine because it has a TPD sticker on it. So above my laptop I just have a big window, and then next to it I have this wall. So here I just have this shelf, and I have 3 posters here, and then I have here 2 candles, and then this R because my name starts with an R. So I made this because I saw one of my friends doing one with her first letter and her name starts with an L, and an L was probably so much easier than an R, but I think it turned out pretty good. And then on the other side I have this little area. So here on the left side I have 2 candles, and then here I also have this cup where I have my sweets. I don't know, that's probably a bit weird that I have those in a cup, but I feel like I have so many cups and I don't really drink out of cups that often, so I just use them for other things. And then here on the right I have 2 letters again, and I probably don't have to explain why it's a T and an S. So here I did the same thing again, which I also did for Eternal Sunshine. And then here on this organizer, I have my jewelry that's in here. And then here I have all of my Conan Gray bracelets, 2 body sprays, and I don't know why I have this here. I've never really thought about that, but it's actually very weird to have an Eiffel Tower in front of your mirror. I bought this when I was in Paris, I think like 5 years ago, and I don't know why it's standing here. I think like it looks pretty, but it's like very weird and very random. I don't know, maybe I'm gonna put it down at some point. But yeah, like I said, those are the 2 body sprays I'm wearing like most of the time. So a few of my favorites of my Conan Gray friendship bracelets are this one. This says Egoist Act of Friends, which are lyrics from Romeo. And then this one says Days on Our Old Blog. This was just so hard to say because there are so many O's, but yeah, those are lyrics from Little League. And then the other ones are just song titles. So for example, this one says Greek God, which I don't know if you know, but Greek God is actually my favorite Conan Gray song of all time. I don't know, I feel like I've not talked about this, but here is my jewelry in it, like I already said. So I just have all of my necklaces here. So for example, I have this 1989 bracelet. I don't know if you can see it, but it says 1989 here, and there are also seagulls on it. And I also have this lover necklace. And the last one I have that has something to do with Taylor is this one. So there's just a paper airplane on it because of the lyric 2 paper airplanes flying from out of the woods. And then on this side I just have all of my earrings, and I know that I have also way too many of these. And I don't know what happened to the second one of this one. I think I lost it, but maybe I'll find it one day and then I can put it in here again. Also, this last row is just for like special events, I guess you could say. So of course I don't casually wear on a normal day these spider earrings. They are just for Halloween. I hope that was obvious. And yeah, here I just have Christmas ones, and here I also have Christmas ones. And also I know that this is actually for rings, but I don't have any rings, and I have way too many earrings so that they fit in this space. So I just put the rest of my earrings here. And then here I have all of my bracelets. So for example, I have this 1989 charm bracelet. And then on the other side, I have this pin board. So I'm just gonna quickly show you everything I have on here. So I have 2 of those cards I showed you earlier. So I have the one for Wildest Dreams, and then here for You're on Your Own Kid. Honestly, it feels so weird to say You're on Your Own Kid, because when I'm talking about the song with my friends, I just say Yo-Yok. Because of course, usually I don't say the abbreviations like when I talk about the songs, but for You're on Your Own Kid I always say Yo-Yok. I think I've never really said You're on Your Own Kid before when I'm talking about it. Also, I don't understand the people that call LOML LOML because most of the time people just say Loss of My Life or LOML. I think most people say LOML, but I always say LOML. I know that sounds very weird, but for me it feels wrong to say anything else than LOML. So yeah, I have the cards for Wildest Dreams and Yo-Yok. And then up here I have some random postcards. Not all of these are from places I went, but most of these are from my friends or from my family, and they sent me them. And then I also have 3 postcards from Emma Flint. So I have this one, and then here I have these 2. This one just has the cover of my favorite book by her. But this one is actually special because she wrote a letter on this for me. Okay, so I just had to put something in front of my name. But this is what she wrote. And I think my mom texted her on Instagram and asked her if she could send me a postcard, and she actually did it. But I think that was like 3 years ago maybe. And then here I have 2 tickets of concerts I went to. And then this one is from when I saw Sarah Larson. So this was actually a keychain that was on this key, whatever the word is. So just the thing that you put around your neck where your keys hang on. For some reason we didn't buy like printable tickets, but I just put this here instead of the ticket. And my mom has the tickets for when we go to the Wishbone tour. So after that I also will put them here. And here's also one postcard that says "Enchanted to read you." So I got this from a friend when she went to a book event. And then here I have my postcard from Aiden Watson. Yeah, I think I made a post about it when I got it, but I had to hang it up somewhere because every time I see this, I can't believe he wrote my name. Like, of course, you can see it right now, but like his hand wrote my name. That's such a weird feeling, but yeah. And in between all of those postcards, I have here the Super Egg album cover, and then here I have Midnights, you can't really see it. And then here I have So Close to What by Tate McRae. And then next to it are the stairs to my bed. So yeah, my bed is just like the size of my room. I think my grandpa built it for me when I was like 7. And before that I just slept in my parents' room. Because a bed that would like stand on the floor doesn't fit in my room, so that's why it's up there. And then we're getting into the space under my bed. I think I had one of my cats scratching on the door. Oh, yeah, she wanted to visit us. So this is Dahlia. So something I forgot to say was that my closet isn't in my room because it also didn't fit, so it's also in my parents' room, just that you don't wonder where my closet is. And then I just made this wall recently, but here's like my Taylor Conan wall. So here I have the TTPD calendar, and then here I have 2 CDs. So here the TTPD one and here the Life of a Showgirl one. And then here I have the Lover vinyl. And then I have those posters of all of Conan Gray's albums. So I tried to put them up there in the order of my album ranking, but I'm never really sure which one's my number one because Wishbone and Super Egg are both 2 perfect albums. So yeah, that's that wall. And then next to it, I just have all of my charge things. And also, I actually have a light for the space under my bed, but if I put it on, my phone just goes very weird. So I can't put it on. And then here I have those 3 shelves. Yeah, so here's just everything I need next to my desk. And then here I have another cup. This is also actually like Halloween themed, but I don't think you can really see it. And here I have this little wishbone thing. I just printed out the album cover and then I made a little thing so that it can stand. And I didn't actually notice that when I printed the album covers out, but all of them are blue. That wasn't on purpose. And then here I have this Fearless heart where I have all of my Taylor Swift friendship bracelets. So I have to say most of these are made by me because I never went to the Eras tour, and yeah, but some of these are from my Swiftie friends, and I think this one that says "Long Live," this one, is from the Life of a Showgirl movie. When I went to see it with my friend in the cinema, we met a few Swifties, but there was only one who brought friendship bracelets, so we traded with her. We even made a sign that said, I don't remember what it said, probably like, you can trade friendship bracelets with us or something like that. But I live in a very small town and I don't think there are many Swifties here, so yeah. And then here I have the 1989 Taylor's version cover. And then up here I have highlighters and yeah, you can see what's in it. And then here I have the So Good album cover by Sarah Larson. And I actually, when I did that, I wanted to print out my favorite album of my 3 favorite artists. But I don't really think So Good is my favorite Sarah Larson album anymore. I think like the one I'm listening to the most right now is probably either One or Poster Girl. Honestly, I think it's Poster Girl at the moment because that's such a summery album. But that would mean that either Venus or Midnight Sun is my least favorite album, and that's also not possible, so I don't really know. But at least it's blue, so it fits with the other ones. And I think that was actually everything in my room that's interesting to you, because here I just have my desk. And then on the wall next to it, I also only have pictures of me with my family and friends. So then we're just here again. So I think that's it for this video. I really hope this was interesting. And this is probably a very long video because I think I talked a lot. Yeah, thank you again so much for 1000 subscribers. It's honestly so weird because I have not even had this channel for 1 year. I think it's been almost a year. I think I started it in June last year. Yeah, I hope you got to know me a little bit better through this video, and I also hope my German accent wasn't that annoying. Like in my head, it's very, you can really hear it, but I don't know, it's probably not as annoying as I think, but yeah. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this video and that you're having a great weekend.